All right, guys, I've been waiting for about 6 weeks to finish the exterior of this car. We gave you a sneak preview a while back of it. Graveyard Carz is presenting you with the only opportunity you'll ever have, period. I don't care how old you are, full stop, how young you are, you'll never see it again. I can guarantee it. What a 1974 Plymouth Cuda looked like without anybody's hands on it. What a 1974 Cuda loaded with every option you could get in 1974 looks like, that's never been painted, never had tires put on it, never had hoses changed, never had an oil change, never had anything. This is a 100% OEM original untouched 74 Cuda. That was never sold. This car was never sold. It sat. I found it in an old Chrysler Plymouth dealership next to a twin we'll talk about later. This car was never pre-delivered. For those of you that don't know what pre-delivered means, they came out from the assembly line off the train or off the truck. They have all kinds of chalk markings on the outside of it that meant something internally at the manufacturer. Those are all still on it. One of the things you do as a PDI guy or girl is put the beauty rings on it and the valve stem extensions. They were never put on, they're in the trunk. So I am going to show you what a 1974 brand new, everybody talks about it, nobody's got it, brand new 74 Cuda looks like. I have detailed the exterior of this using only cleaners and wax. Take a look at that. You don't like what you see, call Walter Chrysler. He's dead and waiting for your phone call. That is a factory paint, factory chrome, factory trim, everything. Take a look at the front end of the car. I don't know how much that camera is going to pick up. I couldn't begin to tell you. But if you look carefully, when they painted this red, can you see the overspray? See that light shade of reddish overspray that's actually on the silver right through there? It's factory. Over here, the headlight. Take a look real close at the headlight down low. You'll notice that that is the original GE bulb. If you could get close enough, which you can't probably now, you would see the date code and everything else that goes with it. These screws, original screws. These buckets, original. That gap, people talk about the gap between the header on a 71 or the grill on a 71 to 74, how they match the fenders. Factory. That thing's 1/4 of an inch wide. Look at the other side. 1/4 of an inch wide. That's crazy. Original bumper guards on it. Everything you see there, guys, is original. I'm sorry to beat a dead horse. You'll notice there's no beauty rings on it. That's because they're still in the bags. They were in the trunk. That stripe is original. Wheel opening moldings, original rocker moldings, everything is original. That this thing actually has an arc to it. When they pushed it into the push pins or the roll pins, it actually has a little arc to it. That's factory. When we're doing one, we fight doing that. We make sure the holes are far enough spaced apart that it doesn't force it into that position. That's what it does. These scoops, famous Cuda scoops, Raisin Brand scoops. Look here at the, very carefully, a little bit of delamination. I wouldn't say delaminating, pockmarking from these being made of pot metal. They actually did not survive like the ones, the paint that's on the metal. That one over there is a better example. This paint missing has nothing to do with repaint or anything else. It's the way that the pot metal let go of the paint over the years and blew off. Over here, you'll see why the guy had it inspected that owned the car. It never sold. He stored them in the dealership. He owned the dealership. I have no idea why he had them inspected, but he did. Maybe he was planning on driving them someday. These are original decals that your PDI guy would have gotten rid of, okay? This AC is supposed to be moved over to here, AC complete, saying that the air conditioning system has been charged. Whoever JC is, he was the technician that made sure that the air conditioning was charged. Another quality assurance tag. I haven't seen this on any Survivor cars because it comes off before it ever goes out to the dealership showroom floor. Somebody should reproduce that if they don't. Maybe they do and I don't know. Maybe ECS does. I don't know, but I have never seen that before. The car's done, but before they ship it to the dealer markings, and I don't know what they all mean. Look carefully here, and believe me, saving these is a bitch. 1249. I don't know what it means, but I'll show you in a minute. That's actually over there on the driver's door. Number 10, possibly the inspector. I don't know, but I haven't seen that before. This stuff will be documented and duplicated for preservation down the road. Little bit of delaminating in the glass. See a little bit of that bubbling? Just the edge of the glass is starting. All original stuff. Here on the driver's window, a few things to show you on this side of the car. 1249, that matches the number that's on the windshield. So it meant something. Was it the 1249th car that came out of the assembly plant? Was 1249 an employee number? Was it a code to let somebody else know what's going on down the road? I don't know. I have no idea. This original EPA sticker is on here. Look at that. That has never been off. Got the original part number down there at the bottom on it, right hand lower corner. And of course, all of our glass is the original glass. It's never been touched. This is a factory tinted glass car. Hard to see that stuff. Original handles. Look at the condition of the top. Because it was never in the sun. It was never in the rain. It has been inside of a Chrysler Plymouth dealership its entire life. No beauty rings, that's fine. No, let's look at this real quick. You see how there is no valve stem cap on that? That's because the valve stem cap extensions required for the beauty rings were never put on because it was part of the pre-delivery inspection. Look at our acorn lug nuts. You see the little nipple right on the end of the lug nut? Those are factory lug nuts.
You, sir, are correct.
Ed McMahon.
1 in a million, sir.
Gorgeous. Here we go. Never see it again. I don't care because this car was never sold, so it was never pre-delivered. I don't know what the 34 means. I believe the E24 could be referencing the battery, a Group 24 battery. Tony D'Agostino, my good friend, and I are doing our best to research, but who are you going to call? The guy that put it on there? You just do the best you can. Don't know what these numbers are. 125, I believe the car was sold, I think the scheduled production date, let's go look at the window sticker and see what the scheduled production date was. There's our VIN, there's our shipping order number, and I thought that they did put that on there, but maybe they do not put the production date on there. I'll get back to you on that. But that could be the date the car was completed. Yeah, I don't see it. Look at that, you could have bought that car for $4,822. And look at the options on there. There's not much you could have ordered that didn't come on this car. And this isn't a reproduction of the window sticker, and it hasn't been reapplied to it. See the glue, the factory glue in those markings? People put them on all pretty and delicate, and they say, oh, look at me and how pretty it is. Look at the age of that, the yellowing in it. Guaranteed you never see it. This is the time capsule of all time capsules. If I entered it into the McCacken show under time capsules, it would probably score as high as, I don't know that for sure. I don't know that for sure, but I would bet it scores very, very high. Because while things aren't perfect on the car, it's the way it was. Come in close here, real close. You might be able to see some writing on there. Let's see what that says. Oh, it's hard, okay. It's hard to make out. Down here, I believe there's a date code. I'll tip it down just a little bit. Yeah, there's your clock with your date code on it. That's a 3 in the middle. That's their little pie chart that they did. And those were produced in 1973. They're all matte all the way across here. On the inner ones, it's in the backup lens area up in here. See some numbers up in there. The rear valances, we fight ourselves on the valances and the tips. This one here, if you look down on it, this is actually not even out past the valance on this side. And these have all original clamps, never touched, and that it's crooked. This side over here actually does come out past the valance a little bit, but it's reasonably straight. Your Cuda by Plymouth emblem that got moved over to the left-hand side, I think it's 72, might be 73 they started that, not positive. This is the original dealer plate the guy had on it, supposedly so he could go around the block or whatever he wanted to do, or maybe for insurance purposes he had to have a plate on it. But P56 410, I have P56 411 on the other car that we're going to show you someday. 1974, again, never sold. Take a look down the side of that. There is so much DNA on this car that you could spend a year, 8 hours a day, documenting and photographing it. I right now have almost 4,000 photographs of just that car for my own records. Nobody wants to see an uber up close shot of the screws that hold this in place. Nobody wants to see the inside of this cap to know that it's an original, not a reproduction. This is stuff for me. Take a look at this factory quality control. It's funny, but this never got pushed in from the factory all the way that it's cocked. Every nerve in my body says, well, just push it in, pull it. No, that's the original. You see the patina on it. You see where it's impacted the license plate mounting bracket over the years. That's all fascinating stuff, guys. I love that stuff. Here's the original bolts that hold the license plate mounting bracket on. That is just, to me, incredible. There's your original markings on your original gas tap. Just love that stuff. For me, it's just thrilling stuff to work on. Overall, pretty good fit and finish for Chrysler. The black one that I have, that also is a no-mile car, untouched. The stripes don't line up very well on it, but it is what it is from the factory. Here's our mirrors. You can see a little bit of that deterioration starting just from the fact that these are pot metal. And that's why they have those little pock marks in them. Looks great 10 feet away, but you get up close to the little pock marks. So I love it because even if it has little problems like that, it allows you to look at somebody who says their car is NOS or that their car is a survivor, but you look at the paint and you think, well, how could that one that's been in the sun and the rain have perfect mirrors on it? And here's one that's been out of the weather in a garage its entire life with 6 miles on it, not be perfect. That's how you call BS out. Everybody that knows the E-bodies knows that the interior door trim panels, the only ones that survived in the sun are the black ones, and they get a little marginal depending how hot they got. Colored ones, white, blue, red, those, they turn to chalk, they fade, they scratch. This interior door trim panel, get up close, let everybody see the grain on them. Like through here where they start chalking out, show that grain. These are not reproductions. I know you want them to be reproductions. You can't stand that they're factory. It's killing you. All you guys out there with Mopar saying, oh, it's a lie. It's not true. It is true. I've done nothing to that panel. I haven't even wiped it down. So be watching Graveyard Cars in the future as we come back on all of our fast channels. A lot of the documentation I've done, I'll be sharing with you in small tidbits, just interesting things. And things that I have to verify with Tony and with some of the other names in the industry to make sure, just because it's right on a 74 doesn't mean it was right on a 71. We'll have to find that out. And there's not as much information out there because the 74s aren't as popular. But keep in mind, this is the last of the Cudas. 1974 was the last year. Lowest production volume, 1974. This has a VIN sequential twin to it that's from the factory, black with a black top. White interior that should be black. What? Somebody changed it? I thought it was an original car. No, it's a factory mistake. Stay tuned to Graveyard Carz. We got all this stuff coming at you. And hey, don't forget now, we got a giveaway going on. You want $100,000? It wouldn't even buy the tires on this car, but if you want $100,000, we're giving it away right now. Go to gycgiveaways.com. Buy something, anything. Buy a pin. Buy an old booger. I got my old boogers I'm selling. I think they're worth money if somebody did a DNA test. But win some money and gives it to me. I got to have my money. I need to buy more of these cars. These cars don't buy themselves.
You know what I mean? See what I'm saying?
Hello ghouls, Mark Warman here, the Ice Tray from Graveyard Carz. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it, drop a comment down below, and subscribe to our channel. We have fantastic stuff coming up, and some of it you've never seen before. I gotta go insult people. Hey Alice!